Wow. My camera just decided to start on its own again. Just wild. I like crazy. Um, I apologize. I'm still struggling a bit with this iron issue and just like it's just hard right now. So, um, but when things come up and they're really potent, I'm trying to make a video because that's what's really happening and it's real life. And um, I'm sorry I can't do more videos right now, but it is what it is. And I'm just trying to hunker down and rest and hoping that it passes soon. For those of you that may not know, my iron's really low in pregnancy, and sometimes when you start iron, it can actually make you feel more fatigued and your symptoms just be extreme. Um, and I was explaining to my friend the other day that it just feels like my pills will kick in and it feels like I hit a brick wall. And then I just have this like low tiredness all the time. But when I'm in one of those brick wall phases, all I can do is just kind of like crawl up in a ball, and that's just it. So, but good thing is we're getting through school and all that stuff, and so that's good. Um, but I wanted to talk today. Uh, I got triggered last night, super bad. Um, like I said, this iron issue is making life rather difficult. Um, we're not able to go to our homeschool group like we would normally do, which is usually on Thursdays, but not always. And I didn't have it in me. I didn't feel comfortable driving my kids, especially, or myself. And so we just stayed home. It's just the way it was. And one of my friends made a post, and and I'm going to be a little bit more vulnerable here and tell you exactly what the post was about. It was just the moms that were there did some planning and for future things for the group, and it hit me so hard. And I think it was multiple levels. I think it was as a mom just not being able to go because I feel like crap. And then I think there's this inner child stuff where of fitting in and not being included and things like that. And I didn't realize it immediately. It triggered me. And I reached out to my friend who's kind of like running things in the group. And I was really honest and open and vulnerable, but I felt like I could talk to her. And so I did. And she replied back, and I really looked at her reply, and I started to type. And it was like, as I was typing back out to her, I'm working through my brain, and then all of a sudden I'm typing, and I literally realize, oh my God, this isn't her. This isn't anybody else. This is me. This is something I'm being triggered by. This has nothing to do with anybody else. This is my issue completely, 100%. Like, without a doubt. This has nothing to do with anybody else that was there today or anything. And it was just like one of those wham, and your ego will come in, and it will come in hard, and it wants to, have your cognitive dissonance come in and just really be like, no, it's not you, it's them, focus on them. And I wouldn't let it. I was too aware at that point and realized it. And I'm even mid-sentence typing her, and I go, oh shit, this is me, this isn't you. And I typed some more out so she would kind of know where I'm at, and she might have thought I was crazy, but she would know where I was at, and that I realized that this was something I needed to resolve internally myself. And we had a really super good conversation, and I did post yesterday on YouTube and on Facebook and Twitter. It was all the same thing, but about being triggered. And it is just, as you become more aware and these things come up, and this was something that I had already thought I had dealt with, But as I told a friend recently, you circle back to things again, and because these things are spirals, and we circle back to them and we find a new, deeper level and more to uncover and work on. And so today, I've been obviously working through and dealing with some of the more immediate things in my brain right away. And probably all last night and this morning, just kind of. But I'm really looking forward to this afternoon, journaling and meditating and just really thinking more about this. I think it's another worth issue on some levels. Probably an inclusion. A lot of us, I think, we weren't the in crowd. We were always kind of outcasts, and you're kind of out. And if you've been in normal society and raised in normal society, that's not embraced, that you're always made to feel weird and different. And that was something I was never okay with, as confident as I would sometimes be about it. I think internally there's this little girl that's just like, just want to belong, and I want to be with the, I want to be with the pretty people, and I want everybody to just accept me. But then there's the adult me that's like, but I want them to accept me for me and who I am and how I am. And then also just realizing this is the season that I'm in my life. I'm pregnant again. It's not the easiest pregnancy, and that's okay. And knowing that I'm not really missing anything, and just knowing that in my heart I really wanted to be there. I don't like, as a mom, not being able to do these things with my kids, and I think it was bringing up a vulnerability that I'm just having right now. And of course there's emotions and things like that at play, and hormones with being pregnant especially. But I see all of those things as making this opportunity to happen. And I've been really honest about this. In fact, a friend had posted something about the full moon, and there's like a lunar eclipse and a meteor shower happening today, and it's the 5/5 portal, and we're in between eclipses, and so it's a really crazy time. And she's like, how are you handling the pressure cooker? And it was just an open, and I went through kind of what I've just gone through with all of you. And and she was like, well, wow, your self-awareness is amazing. And I'm like, it really kind of is, to have been able to step back, realize it was me, it's not somebody else, to take accountability for that, to be honest with them about it. It was such a full circle thing. And then to know this is an amazing, wonderful experience to dive deeper into something that's obviously still an issue, that I need to just go a little bit deeper than I have before. And it's welcoming the opportunity. A lot of times our growth doesn't happen when times are easy or good. It's in the stressful, harder moments that growth happens. And we always want growth, if we can, to be easy and without so many challenges. And really, this isn't a huge challenge if you look at it perspective wise. This isn't me going deeper after losing a whole set of friends or something, something more traumatic. It's not after the death of somebody or anything like that. This is literally like, I saw a Facebook post and it triggered me. In the realm of bad things, like, that's not that bad. So it's a little bit more ease and graceful being triggered this way versus something more dramatic. And so I am really trying to honor the opportunity. And so I guess if you're getting triggered by something right now, and if you feel like you're in this pressure cooker season because of all these lunar and astrological things happening and stuff like that, if you can step back and be in that observer mode, try to find that benefit and maybe where the core issue is. And like I said, this seems to be very layered. There's immediate things right now with being a mom. I think there's immediate things with just being a woman and wanting to be included and really wanting the sisterhood feeling versus the cutthroat women feeling and stuff, and just always feeling worried and vulnerable about falling into women that are like that again instead of loving and embracing. And then I also think it stems from childhood too. And so there's lots of things that I need to actually go through and deal with today. And as uncomfortable as it is, it's also so freeing, because thank you, universe, for presenting, making me show up and see these things. And so I'm not saying that all triggers are going to be like that. I have a friend that's working on some of her triggers. And, you know, she's got some more serious stuff, I guess, than maybe this. But it's all important because it affects all of us. This trigger may seem more superficial, maybe to somebody that's overcoming rape or sexual abuse as a child, or, you know, well, it was both rape, but whatever. But that doesn't mean that the core childhood issues aren't as strong. I think really either kind of trigger, well, one is maybe more traumatic. There have been lots of little traumatic things that I don't even realize happened in childhood that add up to make this worthiness issue, and this inclusion issue. And no, my childhood didn't have sexual abuse or rape or anything like that, but I was bullied pretty hard for a long time, and I thought I had dealt with a lot of that, and I think my feeling is that I need to really go deeper into that aspect. So if you're getting triggered right now, the astrological stuff may be kind of putting you into a pressure cooker to make that happen. But it's not a bad thing, and I think if we can approach it as this opportunity for growth and expansion, it can be really amazing. So if I get a chance later today, if I'm feeling up to it, I might make another video on kind of that process. But some of this still has to stay personal and everything, but I'm hoping it's relevant and helpful to other people. And obviously my kids are starting to go psychotic at lunchtime. So anyway, I hope you all have a great day, and talk to you soon.